The legend of the chained rock of Gibraltar is a story steeped in both myth and history, blending ancient lore with the complex interplay of cultures, geography, and the human desire to explain natural phenomena through supernatural tales. It's a legend that has captivated imaginations for centuries, intertwining the rich historical legacy of the Rock of Gibraltar with a sense of mystery, intrigue, and of the natural world. To truly delve into this legend, we need to explore the story itself, its historical and cultural roots, and the various interpretations and meanings it holds. Introduction to the legend. Rock of Gibraltar, a towering limestone monolith rising abruptly from the Mediterranean Sea at the southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula, has been a focal point of myth, legend, and history for millennia. Standing as a symbol of strength and resilience, it has long been associated with various stories. Among these is the story of the chained rock, a tale that has its origins in the myths of the ancient world, particularly those of the Greeks and the Berbers, who inhabited the region before the spread of Islam. The chained rock of Gibraltar is said to be the result of an ancient curse or punishment, a story involving titanic battles, gods, and the chaining of a colossal figure. In many versions of the legend, the rock itself is personified or imbued with some sort of divine or supernatural essence, making it more than just a geological feature. It is a focal point where the natural world and the world of myth intersect. The origin of the legend. To understand the full scope of the legend, we must first look at the cultural and historical backdrop against which it arose. Gibraltar, as a geographical landmark, has held significant importance throughout history due to its strategic location. It stands at the gateway between the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, controlling maritime traffic between Europe and North Africa. This vital position made it a key site for various civilizations over the ages, including the Phoenicians, the Carthaginians, the Romans, the Moors, and later the British. The rock is also a natural fortress, its sheer cliffs making it nearly impregnable. Its imposing presence undoubtedly led to the development of various myths and stories among the peoples who lived in its shadow, with many legends involving powerful beings or supernatural forces. One of the most popular versions of the chained rock legend revolves around the figure of Atlas, the giant titan from Greek mythology who was condemned to hold up the heavens for all eternity. According to the myth, Atlas was involved in a battle with the Olympian gods during the Titanomachi, a great war between the Titans and the gods. As punishment for his role in the defeat of the Titans, Atlas was condemned to carry the weight of the sky on his shoulders. In some versions of the legend, Atlas's punishment extends beyond merely holding the heavens. He is said to have been chained to the Rock of Gibraltar, which, at the time, was believed to be the boundary between the known world and the unknown. The rock was thought to mark the edge of the world, where the earth met the sky or the ocean, thus amplifying the sense of Atlas's eternal burden. The chaining of Atlas, most widely accepted version of the legend, links the chained rock of Gibraltar to Atlas himself. According to this tale, after the Titans' defeat and the Titanomachi, the gods of Olympus, including Zeus, decreed that he must be punished in a manner befitting his defiance. Rather than imprisoning him in Tartarus, as was done to other Titans, Zeus chose a different fate for Atlas. He would be bound to a colossal rock, never to escape, while carrying the weight of the heavens above. In some variations, it is said that Atlas was bound to the rock at the very place where the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean meet, a location that was seen as the boundary between the known world and the unknown. The immensity of Atlas's punishment, coupled with his position at this geographical crossroads, made the chained rock a symbol of both the burden of eternal punishment and the power of the divine force. As in many versions of the myth, it is said that Hercules, the great hero, played a role in relieving Atlas's burden. As part of his 12 labors, Hercules was tasked with obtaining the golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides, a task that required him to come face to face with Atlas. Knowing that Atlas was burdened with the weight of the heavens, Hercules offered to temporarily hold up the sky in his place while Atlas went to retrieve the apples. However, when Atlas returned, he sought to leave Hercules with the burden permanently. In the end, Hercules tricked him into taking back the burden of the heavens, allowing him to complete his task. Symbolism of the chained rock. The image of a powerful figure like Atlas being chained to the rock is rich in symbolism. It evokes themes of punishment, endurance, and the inescapable nature of certain fates. The Rock of Gibraltar, with its towering cliffs and seemingly unyielding form, becomes a metaphor for the weight of the heavens, representing both the grandeur of the divine and the suffering of those who are bound by fate. The chaining of Atlas to the rock also symbolizes the boundaries of the known world. In the ancient world, Gibraltar was considered a key point of transition between the Mediterranean and the open sea, marking the edge of the world as it was understood at the time. The rock thus serves as both a literal and metaphorical threshold between the known and the unknown, between life and death, and between freedom and eternal punishment. In later retellings of the story, the chained figure on the rock often takes on an even more cosmic significance. The rock is not just a geographical landmark, but also a symbol of the tensions between the human and the divine, the mortal and the immortal. The image of Atlas, bound and burdened, reflects the human struggle with the forces of fate and destiny, while the rock itself represents the inescapable, immutable nature of the world. The rock as a cultural symbol and its mythological significance. The chained rock of Gibraltar has also played a key role in the cultural identity of the region. Throughout history, the rock has been a symbol of strength and resilience, from its role as a strategic military fortress during the colonial era to its association with British power and influence. For the people of Gibraltar, the rock is not just a physical feature but also a part of their collective identity and heritage. The legend of the chained rock has resonated with people over the centuries because it speaks to the human experience of struggle and perseverance. The image of a powerful being bound to an unyielding rock mirrors the struggles of individuals and nations alike, facing overwhelming odds and yet enduring. The connection between the Rock of Gibraltar and the broader Mediterranean and Atlantic world has also contributed to the development of the legend. The rock stands at the intersection of many cultures and histories, from the Phoenicians to the Romans, from the Moors to the Spanish and the British. The myth of the chained rock, like the rock itself, is a product of this confluence of cultures, blending elements of ancient Greek mythology with the unique history of the region. Variations of the legend over time. The legend of the chained rock has been adapted and reinterpreted by different cultures and peoples. In some versions, the rock is not only the prison of Atlas, but also a meeting place for the gods. Others place different figures or gods in the role of the prisoner, with some versions even involving religious or folkloric elements from the Christian tradition. In Islamic traditions, the Rock of Gibraltar has also been linked to stories of the end times and the coming of the Mahdi, a messianic figure who is prophesied to appear at the end of time. In these traditions, the rock is sometimes seen as a boundary between this world and the afterlife, a place where the final battles between good and evil will take place. In more modern interpretations, the legend of the chained rock of Gibraltar has become a metaphor for human resilience in the face of adversity. It speaks to the challenges faced by individuals and communities throughout history, offering a sense of solidarity with the forces of nature and fate. The legend of the chained rock of Gibraltar is a captivating story that intertwines mythology, history, and symbolism in a way that reflects the complex human experience. From its roots in ancient Greek mythology to its contemporary interpretations, the story of the chained rock speaks to the struggles and triumphs of the human spirit. It reminds us that, just as Atlas was bound to the rock, so too are we all bound to the forces of fate, destiny, and the natural world. Yet, like Atlas, we endure and persevere, finding strength in our struggles and meaning in the very rocks that seem to bind us. The legend of the chained rock serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring strength of the human spirit, the unyielding nature of the world, and the deep mysteries that lie at the intersection of myth and reality. Whether viewed as a story of divine punishment, a symbol of human endurance, or a reflection of the boundaries between the known and the unknown, the chained rock of Gibraltar continues to capture the imagination, offering a timeless tale of myth, culture, and the mysteries of the world around us.